Hey, this is Jennifer, and I want to give you a really easy icebreaker activity for the beginning of the year. This is something you can use in your classroom, working with students, or you can use working with a group of teachers or adult learners. It's really simple to set up and it's really simple to use. So, we're going to create a collaborative map in Google Maps. And if you're not aware of this feature, it lets you create a map that then other users can add points of interest to. So in order to set this up, I'm going to go to maps.google.com and I'm going to use the menu on the left-hand side, the three little lines, and click that for the menu to pop open. And we want to go for your places, and that's in the third section down. It's got the little place marker icon, and you're going to get a page like this. Now we're looking for the tab called Maps. So go ahead and select the tab called Maps. And down at the bottom, we're going to create a map. Now, what's it doing is creating a map that we're going to turn into a collaborative map to interact with our group of people. The first thing we want to do is where it says Untitled Map, let's give it a title. So let's pretend like we're going to ask our students where their dream vacation spot would be. So the title is going to be Dream Vacation. My description is, where would you like to go? And click Save. I also want to title where it says Untitled Layer. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to put students. So I know that these names that pop up are my students. Maybe this is your participants, your teachers, whatever it is that applies to you. Now, in order to drop something on the map to give it a location, I'm going to come up here to the icons underneath the search bar and pick the Add Marker option. And once I add that, notice it's gray while everything else is white. And as I bring my cursor down, I now have a cross, little plus sign, which is where I would put where I want to drop the pin. Now, I'm going to use those tools on the bottom right to zoom in, and I'm going to drop my pin in New York. When I do that, a box pops open. So this is point number one. If I was going to use it for creating different points of interest, I might title it something else. But remember, we are looking for students' names. We want each of our students to pick one place. So we're going to ask them to put their name. And then in the box, we can ask them to put something that they like about that place or something they want to see. So I love Broadway. And that's what I'm going to say about New York. Now notice I do have a little camera icon, so I can select that. And I can add a video or I can add a picture. I'm going to go ahead and do search for Broadway. Spelling is important. And there is a great picture of Broadway. I can click that, select it, and it should pop into my little square. There it is. Now, if I want my students to add more than one picture, we can use the plus sign to then add more. So if there was several things I wanted to do in New York, I could do that. And once I finish with my information, I'm going to click Save. And now that box is going to show up on the map. Let's pretend like I'm another student, and I'm going to add another place. Make sure I've selected the Add Marker. I'm going to drop it in Denver. I'm going to give my name, so Sally Smith. And Sally wants to go to Denver because she loves to ski. And click Save. So notice now, as I am building each of these spots on the map under students, I now see where Jennifer Schaefer has put her place, Sally Smith, and each person would add another name. Now, how do I share this out with my students? Well, the first thing we've got to do, as with any Google item, is to make sure our access is correct. So I'm first going to click this share option right here, the person plus. And notice it is private only to me, so I need to change that to anybody with a link and make sure their access says can edit. So that will give your students, teachers, whoever's participating with you in this activity, access to be able to put things on the map. So let's click Save. And now here is the share link that we need. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and open it up in a different tab just to test it out. So this is what you would send to your collaborators. Notice I've already got those 2 spots, and anybody now that has the link, because remember we shared it as a link, can add information to this map. They just come up, add marker, then drop that marker wherever it is they want to visit. Let's say Chicago. And there we go. They add their information. So this is a really simple way for your students or your teachers or whatever group that you work with to kind of break the ice and share information about where they would like to be in the world, where they grew up, where they went to college, any kind of data that you could discuss and share that is appropriate for a world opportunity. This is a great tool for that. Now, I would either share this with a shortened URL to make it easier for my participants to get to, or create a QR code and let them share with a reader. This works on a tablet, it works on an iOS device, it works on an Android phone, it works on pretty much any device. I hope you find this helpful. I hope you use this to break the ice as we start the new school year. Have a great day.